Megumi leaves Yuji and Nobara to attend someplace else. Yuji tries enticing Nobara to see Earthworm Man 4 at the theater. Nobara refuses his offer, resulting in Yuji departing somewhere alone. Meanwhile, Mi, and Ao speak with Yoshinobu about Maki, Panda, Megumi, Nobara, and Yuji. They ask Yoshinobu if these 5 can get promoted to grade 1 sorcerers. They iterate how these 5 must complete specific missions with current grade 1 sorcerers, or those equal in status. If they meet the criteria, they'll become semi-grade 1 sorcerers. Thereafter, they must perform grade 1 missions alone. If they produce great results, they'll have a shot at being grade 1 sorcerers. Awai believes Yuji has a shot, but believes Sukuna could ruin it for him. He tells me, this all correlates to an azure future where he and Yuji can coexist. This conversation occurs while he and Mei compete in an intense game of table tennis. Mei reminds Aoi that he won't be allowed to accompany Yuji during this endeavor since he and Mei recommended him for promotion. Suddenly, a girl bumps into Nobara and asks her about Yuji. She introduces herself as Yuko Ozawa, a former acquaintance of Yuji's past from his junior high school days. She shows Nobara a picture of herself, and Nobara is shocked by Yoko's swift transformation. Yuko tells Nobara she wants to get Yuji's contact information, signaling to Nobara that Yuko might have feelings for Yuji. Nobara calls Mr. Ijichi to see if Megumi's still in the vehicle with him. She asks him to stop the restaurant since Megumi's better suited to share intel about Yuji with Yuko. Nobara reassures Yuko that she's not romantically interested in Yuji. Megumi arrives. Nobara asks Megumi if he knows if Yuji has a girlfriend. Megumi says he's unsure, but knows Yuji has posters of female celebrities in his room. Yuko asks Megumi if he knows what type of girls Yuji likes. Megumi recalls Yuji saying he likes tall girls, making Yuko think she has a chance. Nobara texts Yuji to stop by, but she's worried he won't recognize Yuko. Fortunately, he arrives and recognizes her despite her different appearance. In a flashback, Yuko spots Yuji talking with 2 boys about what girls from school he likes. He says if he had to choose a girl to be interested in, he'd go with Yuko. Although the boys disagree with his choice, Yuji says Yuko would be a great person to have as a girlfriend. Yuko leaves school and says Yuji's the only boy she likes because he sees a different side of her that no one else could. After catching up with Yuji for a bit in the present, Yuko departs elsewhere. We cut to Megumi and Nobara chatting about Yuko and Yuji. Nobara confirms Yuko shared her contact information with her. She vows to get a boyfriend before Yuji gets a girlfriend because she'd be upset if he got a significant other first. Yuji returns and asks Megumi and Nobara to watch Earthworm Man 4. We cut to Utaheim, who was lost in her thoughts. Suddenly, Yuji, Nobara, and Megumi arrive to speak with her about the supposed traitor who seems to be located at the Kyoto school. Before she reveals who it is, we transition to Kasumi asking Mekamaru for his report, since the deadline for report submission is today. Utaheim leads our protagonists to Kyoto School's basement level to speak with Kokichi Muta, Mekamaru's real body. She believes Mekamaru is the suspect based on her elimination method and due to his puppet manipulation curse technique. Unfortunately, Utaheim and our heroes reach a dead end. Meanwhile, Geto and Mahito visit Kokichi in his hideout. Geto plans to have Mahito use his idol transfiguration curse technique to curse Kokichi's body since Kokichi's been a massive help to their cause. However, Geto plans to kill Kokichi once they heal him. Kokichi asks the two not to attack Kyoto School's people since they broke the binding vow first. Mahito heals Kokichi, and they engage in a thrilling battle. Sometime during the fight, Kokichi summons a giant incantation of Mekamaru. The episode closes with Kokichi firing his Ultra Cannon at Mahito. Kokichi continues his fight with Mahito. Despite having Mahito on the ropes, Mahito utilizes his domain expansion ability on Kokichi. However, Kokichi utilizes Sadatsuna Ashiya's new shadow style, simple domain technique. to harm Mahito and free himself from his domain. Shuguru confirms this domain technique neutralizes all other techniques and damages anyone. Kokichi sets his sights on Shuguru, but Mahito attacks him from inside the giant Mechamaru. Kokichi summons a smaller Mechamaru to defend himself and goes for one final assault to end Mahito. We cut to Kasumi sitting with Mechamaru. Kasumi promises she'll visit him one day to strengthen their bond. Mahito defeats Kokichi and departs with Shuguru. We are greeted with several shots of the Tokyo department store's Tokyo outlet. The narrator states that sometime after 7 p.m. on Halloween, a 400-meter radius veil was lowered. We see many citizens partying hard to celebrate the holiday in this area. Someone spots something strange in the sky. Suddenly, a strange wind current starts pulling people into it. At around 8 p.m., Kento converses with Kiyotaka about the incident. He's accompanied by Megumi and Takuma. Meanwhile, Akari explains people were shouting, "Bring Satoru Gojo," during this occurrence to Nayobito, Maki, and Nobara. She says the veil isn't preventing sorcerers from entering or leaving, and they can't break it. Akari suggests finding the curse user who set it up and defeats them. We cut to Panda, who is accompanied by Atsuya. Atsuya speculates the culprits behind the exchange event are responsible for the veil. He says the upper brass sent Satoru in alone to handle the problem. He said all the groups have been sent here on standby to catch Satoru's rebounds. We cut to the citizens inside the barrier. They're upset that they can't leave. The episode closes with Satoru passing through the barrier and apologizing to a citizen for knocking him over. Yuji questions if it was wise to let Satoru handle his part of the mission alone while being paired up with Uiwi and Mimei. Mimei receives word that another veil was lowered over Miji Shrine Station and tells Yu and Yuji they need to head there immediately to check it out. Meanwhile, Satoru encounters Jogo, Hanami, and Choso in an underground subway station and plans to fight them. At the same time, Mii, and the others discuss the veil that's covering the underground subway station and trapping people inside. Someone reports that 2 assistant supervisors were defeated and that the curse user spirit who lowered the veils is located somewhere nearby. The person tells Mei that there are transfigured humans between the barriers too. Mi uses her crow to scout the area, but the bird gets taken. She asks Yuji if he'd rather exorcise one powerful cursed spirit or kill lots of weak transfigured humans. Mi tells Yuji that transfigured humans are wandering about and attacking humans on level before of the underground subway station. She says normal people are being forced to flee to Bive to get served up. Since her crow got hunted between Bone and Batu, she suspects the curse user spirit veil lifter is in that location. Mei plans to head to Before with Yu to rescue the remaining civilians. She says if things get too dangerous, she wants Yuji to head down there. Mei hopes they'll uncover what their opponent is after. Yuji encounters a locust, cursed spirit, and asks him where Mahito is. The cursed spirit says Mahito's below, and that he was assigned to protect the veil. Yuji notices a strange object behind the creature and plans to destroy it. Yuji fights the locust, cursed spirit. Despite undergoing a monstrous transformation and using dastardly tricks, Yuji defeats the locust, cursed spirit. We cut to Mei and Yu having defeated some transfigured humans in their area. Mei suggests she and Yu wait for Yuji to descend Vive. Now that the veil's been lifted, Yuji reunites with Mei and Yue. They head for B5 and Yuji for his effort. Yuji checks on some civilians when they arrive. Suddenly, strange things start happening as we cut to Satoru confronting Jogo and his allies. Jogo and his crew uplift the blind, and Satoru realizes humans are nearby. They begin murdering each human one by one and turn their attention to Satru. During their battle, we receive a flashback of Gitao informing Jugo about Satoru's abilities and possible strategies he'll use to retaliate. Geto suggests they get Satoru to focus on rescuing non-sorcerers and defeating cursed spirits. Satoru removes his blindfold and plans to go all out in his fight with them. Geto tells Jogo in the flashback that he wants him and his team to hold out for 20 minutes. The episode closes with Gitao planning to execute his prison realm plan after the time's up.